Today on NewbieVeT, got a special guest. We got my boy Ricky Prestige Leverett Jr.
That's it.
Okay, I didn't kill it. Okay, that's what's up, man. So how you been, King?
I've been good, bro. I've been good. Living life, trying to get into this entrepreneur spirit, get myself out there a little bit more. You know what I mean?
Okay.
That's where we at with it.
Cool. All right, so let's get into it, man. So tell me a little bit about yourself, man. Like, you're originally from Augusta.
Correct.
Born and raised, okay.
Born and raised in Augusta. People from Augusta, they know about Columbia County area. We like to call it Cache County. That's where I'm from, though. And Augusta, been here the whole time.
Cache County?
It was known for making a lot of cash, like as far as it go with, because there's a lot of nice neighborhoods up there, and then you go into the streetwise of it. You know, the people love that, and they call it Cache County. Cause how much they were selling out there, you know, it's a lot of white boys, like, you know what I mean? Right. So they call it Cache County. And that was like the name that stuck with it. It's been I think they've been calling it that about 15, 20 years now.
You said Columbia County, right?
Yeah, Columbia County.
I kind of hate driving to Columbia County and be a lot of police up there.
Oh yeah. That's what they did. Yeah. Oh yeah. The police don't play. And, you know, it's different parts of Columbia County. Like, for instance, where we from, it's like dirt roads and, you know, the back roads and we from the country, basically. You know, that's how I came up. Okay. But the area now, cause Columbia County even about to build a downtown. Oh, yeah. It's its own little city. So, you know, school wise, if you really want to get your kids good schools, you know, good housing, it's a little bit higher, but you know, you'll get what you want.
Yeah. So that's like the difference between Richmond County, Evans, and Columbia, like just like what's the difference between them three? To you.
Well, the main difference is Richmond County just more so, you know, city. Right. Columbia County more so like the country. Then it's not as diverse. Right. Because it's $1 million cribs there. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so it's like you gotta have some bread to even be there. Right. You know, my family, I'm not saying we had no money or nothing like that. We was like right at that edge of about to be, you know, another direction it could have went. Yeah. But, you know, it's from me growing up, because I got to see both sides. So say I go downtown, because my mama from Delta Manor and the projects down the bottom. Okay, basically. Wow. Okay. Yeah. So that's where my aunties, my grandma at. So I see both sides of the game. I go down there, I see that side of the world. And then I go on Columbia County side, I see the $1 million homes. I have friends with people, they crib huge. So right. it kind of made me a more diverse person. Right. You know, I'm able to speak well, like with the speaking and all of that, and the education I got, I wouldn't change it for the world. Right. And if somebody want to, you know, they got kids or children now and want to make sure they be in a good spot, I think that's a good look for them, because even sports wise, a lot of people pay attention to Columbia County. Right. So yeah.
Okay.
For sure.
Okay. Put me on some game on Columbia County. Okay.
Oh yeah, that's where it's at.
All right, so you went to school down here you went to high school down here in Columbia County, right?
Right. I went to Evans High School. Graduated 2005.
Okay, 2005. Then you went to GSU.
Georgia Southern, right.
Stage GSU.
Well, GSU just basically accepted me, and then, like I said before, I had a cousin. Shout out John Lyons. I had a cousin. He went there and he was graduating. He was like the first one in the family that we had seen graduate from college. Oh, okay. So, and then he ain't no square. He ain't like, right. So it opened my mind up to what you're capable of and still be able to be yourself. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of followed his steps into Georgia Southern after they accepted me. And, you know, I was down there wilding, partying. I ain't graduate.
What year you was out there?
I went to Georgia Southern from 2006 to either 10 or 11. And I made it, you know, I was doing my work. I got a senior. I'm going back to school now to finish it up. But hey, it was partying. We was wilding. You know, the school wasn't the main focus. Now that I'm older, I see how much of a role that could have helped, especially when it's dealing with money. Like, you know, you get other positions and
was there fraternities at that time?
Oh yeah, definitely. It's they got the Kappas, they got the Q Dogs, Sigmas. They got everything. You know, it's not a black school, but they have black fraternities. And
so GSU ain't a black school.
No, it's Georgia Southern.
A lot of black people be there.
Right. Yeah. That's where we go. Like, but for the most part, Georgia Southern is it's kind of like Evans. It's just a diverse school. Yeah. It's just more so you a lot of people come from Atlanta. And they don't want to go to Georgia State. They don't want to go to Morehouse or whatever. They'll come there.
I was just about to say that. Why do a lot of black college, kids that want to go to school, why they don't choose like the black colleges?
Right.
HBCUs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why they don't choose those like Morehouses and all that?
Well, I think it's because like with like most of the people that go to Georgia Southern, they like lived in Atlanta, so they from the A. Oh. So when you leave there. You can go to Savannah State. Savannah State is a HBCU and a lot of people. So people want to leave from where they from and go somewhere else and get their education. When he went to Morehouse, he went in Atlanta, Morehouse, he got a good education. He going to school to be a doctor or whatever. So, it's all up to you what you really want to do. And HBCUs, I think that's a good look. For our people to go there. I think that if I had the choice, if I know what I know now, I would have took the HBCU route just to have that black college feel. You know what I'm saying? I didn't really get it. Georgia Southern got a lot of racism. Oh, so, yeah. So you'll go there and you'll be like you say about them police. Right. Police will shut the whole party down. We'll be having a party at one building. Go right down the road from there. It's, it might be a white party. They'll shut our party down, before they'll do that. Yeah. Before they'll do that. And,
why you think it's like that down there?
Well, that's South Georgia. If you look in the Statesboro was the leading manufacturer of cotton. During slavery and all that. So they was so it's still the same roots. It's just a college town. So many diverse people come there. But at the end of the day, it still got that roots of slavery, racism. Like it was even like this one instance, certain parties you can't get into, like you'd be like a bar and they'll do it in a slick way. They'll say like, we got a dress code. You can't wear a jersey, but we wear jerseys. So it's like, bro, come on now. We know no white tees or something like that. Yeah. So, I didn't have my little confrontations with them at the door, but I don't want to be nowhere where I ain't welcome anyway. Right. I know that now. So
I've been out to a couple parties in Statesboro. I used to be in Statesboro a lot, and
okay.
I've seen a lot of those signs where they be like, no white tees.
Right. That's for us.
Like yeah. You don't really see, like, not saying that all other races don't wear white shirts.
But you get what they're trying to say. Yeah. Exactly. Jerseys, white beaters, no white tee, no black tees, wave caps, do-rags, stocking caps. And, your shirt can't have a certain, they'll say it's gang affiliated. So they was doing all of that. But the people, good people, like the people that live there, they, I met some, I call them my aunties and stuff like that. So, yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, so going through GSU and you made your where did you go after GSU?
GSU, I came back to Augusta, started working. I met my fiance, and I've been building a family since then. So, and
when you met her, what year?
When that was about 2011. Whenever I came back, like as soon as I came back, I probably was here probably 4 or 5 months, and then we ended up working together, and that's where I met her at. And ever since then, that's pretty much what we've been on, the relationship and coming together and building ourselves up and going more into my career of speaking and author, and she sings, and we just trying to build it up together, an alliance. That's what I call it. Okay. Yeah.
All right, so what got you into writing, getting to the writing, like being a writer? Like what influenced you and inspired you to become a writer?
Right. Well, originally I was writing, I've been writing since I was a child. So I would write at, like, when we'll have things going on in class, we'll have like writing contests. And I'll win that joint. You know what I'm saying? Like I'll win the writing contest and you got to remember, like I said, I was in Columbia County, so it wasn't easy. Right. I'd be the only I keep bringing up black and white, but I'm just keeping it real. I'll be the only black person in the classroom, and I'll write a story. I used to like writing stories about like, maybe somebody might want to be a basketball player and they in the hood. I was writing like stories like that. They loved it. And I would win contests, and then I kind of let it go as I got older. And then I started writing on Facebook a lot more. I started putting like quotes up, statuses and things. And I started noticing like, hey, I got a book here once I seen how much I had compiled up. And that's how it was pretty much. So as a child, got winning contests or winning a spelling bee or whatever, that wasn't the coolest thing then, so you'll play it to the left. Yeah. But little did I know that was the genius within me at that time, and then I cultivated it and made it into what it is now, Okay.
How long it took you to write the book?
Well, like I say, I started on Facebook. That probably was like a 5-year process. Like just before I really thought about a book, I would say it like, I'm going to come out with a book. But I really didn't know the steps to it. I knew I could write. I knew I had the material, but I didn't know it was more steps to it. So, but once I got serious, it probably took like 5-6 months for the editing process, getting everything together, making the cover, whatever. I had to hire people, and then, it was out. Yeah. That's it.
Yeah, because a lot of people don't know when you starting something like a career or something like that, it takes steps, and then you got to do research.
Definitely.
Before you even jump on something.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Before you trying to write a book, script, anything.
Yeah. And that's the main thing I did. I didn't realize that part of it. That's why a lot of people don't get off the ground, because you don't know the certain steps to do. So what I did, I started taking like, courses, skill courses on writing a book or publishing a book. And once I started taking the course, I basically was self-taught of all the how it go. And then once I knew what I was talking about, then I was able to go to the people like, hey, how much you gonna charge for me to format this? How much you would charge to make the book cover? And that's when it started. That's the thing that I say to everybody that's watching this. You have to teach yourself. And in this age, being the information age, you could get any video, anything to learn the skills, because this coming from YouTube that I'm learning about it. Right. Then I go from YouTube, then I might buy somebody course, $40, $50 if I vouch for the person doing it. And then that changed my world. Like that little investment, brought me to another level. So,
A lot of people, because wisdom, something that like far as your religion belief, or
right.
far as just anything that you picking up.
Mm-hmm.
If you got the right knowledge of that, you go really far with that, and it changed your whole life and your mind state, the way you move, operate.
Right.
So a lot of people don't understand that knowledge is a lot.
That's why they call it power.
Yeah, very powerful, man. Very powerful, man. So, all right. So, 5 years from now, do you think schools like colleges and different things like that, will you think they'd be valuable? Far as, so like you said, we're in the information space where you can get any information. Because I just seen people actually learn how to fix cars just by watching it.
Raw.
And shit. So in the next 5 years, do you think college or anything will be a necessity, or it just be something that?
Man, that's a good question. That's a great question. And matter of fact, I was talking to my son about it earlier, because he was saying he wanted to do photography. I usually get him to bring the camera in. I was like, well, photography, you ain't really got to go to school for that. But I tell him you still got to have that drive to learn, to educate yourself. Right. I think college will still be important because it's certain fields that you have to go for. But if you got an idea, like you, for instance, doing filming, you could learn that yourself without going to school. But like you could probably get in other doors if you have a certain degree from a tech school or something. People will hire you, Nintendo, whatever. You know what I'm saying? And that's how I try to break it down to them. But I don't force it on them because I know you can make it without it. So I don't force it. I let them make their own decisions. Same way my parents was. I didn't have to go to college. I chose that. It was never no forcing people. But 5 years from now, I think online college is going to be the way. And I think it's going to be like, for instance, what I do. I'm going to start in January going to a school called Capella. And what they got is like a flex path. So that joint is faster. Like you don't even have to go to, you do it on your own time. So what would take 2 years, if I want to go hard, it could take me 6 months. I'm done. So that's the way I think school is gonna go. I think it's gonna be more so online classes, and it's gonna be a lot more people taking skills that they learn outside of school and getting credits for it, because they'll give you that too. Like if you're a manager, you might get certain credits for being a manager. So that's the way the college game changed, because they're going to get their money now. So they ain't going nowhere no time soon. That's that's the biggest one, for the society other than the pharmacies. You know what I'm saying?
And I think that's where people are kind of straying away from college on the strength of, because they already know. I mean, you go to college, you're going to be in debt.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that's just.
Oh yeah. Unless you got full scholarship or something, and that's hard.
Yeah.
That's hard.
So you're going to be in debt. So it's like a lot of people don't want to start. Like a lot of young people don't want to start their life. Or start off jumping out there being in debt.
If I had a choice, I wouldn't have did it the way I did it, because that's still weighing on my shoulder. And then a lot of people don't finish. You know what I'm saying? So now you just got this.
They picked the wrong job title.
Right. Now they got to go back.
Yeah.
Or ain't doing, or not doing anything in that particular field. So if I could look back on it, me personally, if I knew I was going to write and speak, I probably wouldn't do it. You know what I mean? But I would have learned that more. I would learn more about that. And just put myself out there. But it's always good to have the credentials and paperwork. People like paperwork. And you get in other doors, so.
Yeah, because like I said, there's a bunch of jobs there's a bunch of high-paying jobs that I know. I mean, there's jobs that I had friends that went to college. And, been in college and got degrees and stuff like that. But then I got some friends that make 2 times more money than them, and never touched the college.
That's it.
Because it's like, you get out of college, they want experience.
Right.
How can you have experience if you've been
in the dorm room? You've been chilling, Yeah. So, especially if you don't know about life either. So, college, if you green, you might go out there and just go to school, then you get kicked out here to the world and you ain't ready for it. So I would suggest, if you're going to school, you got to learn reality too. Because while you there, I swear, bro, I feel like you're in a bubble. Because all you see is people your age, everybody doing the same thing as you. I know if somebody in this room, they going to school. You know what I'm saying? Then when I got out there and I seen how the world moved, if I hadn't learned certain things, I wouldn't have been able to keep up. So people can't just look at school. You got to learn life. Right, yeah. And school is one element of life. Yeah.
Yeah, because even when the COVID hit, when the COVID dropped, and they made everybody go homeschool the kids. Right. There were some parents that was against it. Because on the strength of, that's their free time. That's their personal space time. Yeah. Then you had some parents that was down for it because they rather teach their kids themselves. Yeah.
That's true.
But I feel like as parents, I feel like a lot of parents should teach their kids more, because school don't teach you life.
That's right.
They don't teach you about life. They teach you just about 1 and 2, A, B, and C. Right. But they don't teach you about life. Because I'm pretty sure you was in school, they done lied to you about a lot of stuff that you read in school that was untrue when you got older.
Majority of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a conscious brother, so I have my ways about the school system and what they taught. So I'm right there with you with teaching the children things outside of that, because like we was programmed. Columbus, Martin Luther King. We had, that's all we had. And I always speak on that because I feel like that keeps us at a low level of understanding of the bigger picture of what kind of people we were, or are. So I always do the history. I always try to teach them things. I don't think it's sinking in quite yet, because it's like, I don't want to hear this, you lecturing me. But I think, just like as I got older, it'll still be in you. And then at the right moment, it'll come out. You know what I'm saying?
And once it come out, you be pissed because you like, I wasted a lot of years believing a lot of stuff that wasn't true. And
you heated at first.
Because just like when I went to school, I was in school. They made us do the Pledge of Allegiance every morning. Like in elementary growing up, like you had to stand up beside your desk, put your hand on your chest.
Swear to God.
Swear to God.
Under the Republic. All of that.
Then, we didn't know what, but you sit back and think about it, that sounds like some satanic ritual type stuff.
Right.
Like, we don't know what we're saying. You're telling us to do this and we're just doing it like on some
don't ask no
Jim
questions.
Jones type shit, you know what I'm saying? So don't ask no questions, but then you get older, you realize all that bad history behind that shit you've been playing.
Right. Yeah, yeah. And that's something we fought with, like hard, because and then with the school, they don't like for you to be vocal like that. We had an issue with like vaccines, you know, with having the vaccines for the children. And my daughter, I was like, you know, she was like, no, we're not gonna get a vaccination or whatever, and we're gonna send her to school. So you have to do like an exempt form, but they keep that joint on the low. Yeah. Like you have to go there, then you have to find a doctor. The doctor kicked us out for not doing the vaccines. He like, well, I can't even service up for nothing else if you're not gonna get the vaccine. Yeah. So school is part of the same system. Same, I call it the matrix.
That's real good. Okay, even like in Black History Month. Like Black History Month, you know, it was in school.
And it shouldn't just be a month, because we created this whole thing.
And then they only show, you know, in school they only teach you the same blacks.
Right,
Harriet Tubman, Rosa Parks,
Martin Luther King. They don't even put Malcolm in it. Malcolm ain't gonna be nowhere in this mix.
Any person that rebelled, they will not teach.
Fred Hampton,
Huey. I know about these people out of school.
Me too.
Huey Newton.
Yeah, Marcus Garvey.
Yeah, Freedom Riders.
Yeah.
I learned about all that out of school.
Right. Yeah. And that's an agenda. You know, I feel like that's an agenda. That's the whole point. You know, that's what it's been ran on for years and years. But it's good because now if you step out and you see more and more people are getting aware of things, and it has to change because people ain't going for it no more. Like that worked up until a certain point to this internet hit. Now when you tell me about somebody, I can research myself. And then I can research people that look like me. Right. And what it did for me personally, it gave me that confidence in myself, because like I said earlier, you know, you be in the room and it's just me. Like I went to a white school, so it's just me. So we'll go into Black History Month. Right. But it's just me in there. You know what I'm saying? And they talking about slavery. I look at the books. I'm like, damn, they got my people looking bad. And then I still remember people like looking up, like looking at me, like let's see how Rick feel when we talk about slavery. And I used to be like, you know, kind of feeling uncomfortable with it. Yeah. And I could see how it even affects them, because now they look like they better than us. Right. They think they better than us just based on the things that they've been taught, you know, from it. Yeah. You know what I mean? So it's like a thing of mind control. Keep you at a certain level. You don't learn about Mansa Musa. You don't learn about, you know, you people was built the pyramids or whatever you want to go into. Right. Then you get that confidence. So when you stand in front of us now and you want to try to belittle me, it's not going to work, because I understand who I am and my power, and I know you've been lying. So how can I trust you on that level, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's facts, man. That's facts, because it's a lot of lies in the world, because, you know, the world's created into a blueprint. It has a blueprint. It already has its goal, set goal, and this and that. And if you're black and you so happen make it past that, to a lot of people, you're blessed. Right. But I ain't never liked that, because it's like, why? If I blow up off my interviews or anything, why am I blessed for doing something like anybody else can do? Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
But you be like the first black to do this. You talking about that? Yeah. Like we ain't capable of doing that.
It's always the first black this. Yeah. Powerful. It's a impactful thing. Mm-hmm. And it shouldn't be that way. Right. It should be multiple doing, you know.
Because we geniuses. Yeah, we are. You know what I'm saying? But
we set the trend.
Right. And it's harder to even do things that they can do simply. Like you might do the interviews, your videos might get blocked because of what we talking about now. You know, so it's a little bit harder for people like us to make it. And I think that's might be why they be like the first black and stuff like that. But I think that's also an agenda of being like, all y'all can't do this. Right. You know, like you just said basically. So I don't like that either. That first black this, first black that. And then it's their system.
Yeah, it's in their system.
You know, so we had to do everything you said to even be looked at as a human almost. Right. You got to go all the way here and be the best at it. Right. You know?
You got to be something successful in order for people to acknowledge and know your talent.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, which it sucks. And I mean, and blacks are the worst on each other.
Yeah.
We the worst on each other.
True.
I mean, even in church, man, you know, even in the church system,
Mm-hmm.
you know, it's so many churches.
Mm-hmm.
Which causes a lot of confusion on a lot of people because you know you got kids that's getting older. You know they might not know who Jesus is.
Yeah.
They might not know who God is. You know, especially if the parents isn't in the church because. You know, a lot of I don't know if you've been seeing it lately, but a lot of people haven't been going to church.
Oh yeah.
A lot like it used to be.
Oh yeah, it's a shift.
Yeah,
it's a shift. It's a shift that's occurring because, and that come with the knowledge. Like so many people are reading up on it, really getting their understanding. Because people had questions why they was there, but you can't ask questions. That's the key. Don't ask no questions. Right. You know, God got you, or you're being blasphemous by asking this question, or whatever it may be. You going to hell. Right. So it's a fear factor behind it. Right. Now it's more so like I'm not scared no more because I know this now. It's like this. And one thing about it though, this is what I would say to that, like, even though it's shifting, people are using religion even outside of religion. Like they still got the same mindset. Yeah. Somebody got to be a pastor, like kind of what I do. Somebody got to say something to you, but it's just different what we talking about. Right. But people still bring that same blueprint over there, like you a God, or this the devil, or that's wrong. You know what I'm saying? Right. So it's almost like consciousness, or the woke community, like they call it, it has turned into almost the same thing. Like, oh, bro, you ain't vegan? What's wrong with you? Oh, bro, you celebrating Christmas? What's wrong with you? So it's still like a box, but it's better than that other box. We done jumped out of that, and at least this way, you have an understanding of yourself a little bit more. But I tell people, don't get caught up in, if you really truly conscious or woke, you wouldn't be able to be put in no box. Yeah. So.
Because you think for yourself, you think outside.
Exactly. So you can't tell me don't celebrate this or you're eating that. Or it's the same thing. It's just under a new name.
You think for yourself and you govern yourself.
Right.
Someone asked us at a Moore meeting. He didn't want to wear his hat. He didn't want to be video. I know I said I was tired of talking.
No, you good. You good.
He didn't want to be video, but he had his Moore hat on and he was at a Moore meeting. And he told us, he said, don't video me. And we didn't understand why, but he was speaking a lot of truth. And if you can't stand for what you believe in, you know, you might as well just give it up. Right.
Well, I think bros, a lot of people be in a situation with their jobs. So, you know, that's your livelihood.
That's that fear factor.
Right. It still go back to that.
Because I feel like that's another thing, going back to what we were saying about, because it's like we in the system. Mm-hmm. Soon as you fill out your 10-9, you know, your 1080.
Oh, yeah.
You're in the system.
All the way.
Yeah. You're in the system. So it's like, now once you in this system, now you on this line, you on this lane where it's like, okay, I gotta work. If I don't work, I can't pay these bills.
Yeah.
The kids need this for school.
And that's scary.
You know what I'm saying? The kids need this for school. The prices don't went up in school for trips and shit.
All the way.
Do you know how much a yearbook costs?
Well, how much is a yearbook?
A ring costs?
About 200? What it is?
400. 500.
Oh, y'all ain't getting that.
Oh.
We gonna make our own yearbook. We'll go take some pictures outside.
For a ring.
For the ring. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I remember. That's still too high. Cause I didn't even get the 25 joint.
For a custom yearbook.
Really, they could do that online.
Right. But I'm saying, you see the price is going up.
Oh yeah.
We still have low income families.
Oh yeah, definitely.
We have a lot of millionaires, but we have millionaires in the wrong spots.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? We have more rap millionaires than black scientists, just professors.
Right.
People that's actually can do something that can actually grow.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, not saying that, because I'm a musician myself.
Yeah.
Not saying that music is good for the soul, but it's all about what type of music is good for the soul.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
All the way.
So, but I just feel like we have to do things in a different outlet. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Even a lot of people like, we need to have this all black owned stuff.
Yeah.
You know, I say that's what they say, but I was like, everything isn't good.
Oh yeah.
Okay, just imagine the world. Mm-hmm. There's nothing but just black people.
Yeah.
Would they still be violence?
Definitely. Definitely. Yeah.
So that lets me know
that's not the way that's gonna save us.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, but I feel like you can get enough of us to unite.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Enough to make a change with people, because people follow suit.
Right.
I'm saying
That's what has happened thus far.
Right.
Because at first people was getting laughed at by certain things they were saying.
Right.
You know, talking about Jesus or when it first started or the wave hit.
Right.
A lot of people was getting clowned. A lot of people was getting, scrutinized and throwing stones at them. And now people more so open to it, like you say, following suit. Some people need that. They need to see somebody else do it. Right. And then they'll get with it. You know what I mean? Like you said, everybody out of nowhere, like this last year and the year before, the black on this, black on that, black on. And that's a good thing. Yeah. But just like you said, it's like we're going to replace a system. It's going to be the same system. It's just going to be blackface. Right. So it's going to be the same corruption. Yeah. It's going to be the same way it's going to operate. Right. It's just going to be me sitting there other than Joe Biden. You know what I'm saying? But, and when you get down to the nitty gritty, when it comes to black people, we'll pull a scam. Oh, yeah. Keep it in 100. Right, if I'm going to talk about them, I'm going to talk about us too. Right. So it's no telling how low it might go, because even when you look at it now, people in power, they're doing a lot of things that's that's not.
I can walk through this video on a scam because I know he ain't gonna put that up.
No, you good. I know
no, you put that up. Put that up. But yeah, that's it, bro. Like you hit a good point. It's just people all we're doing is replacing the faces. We're not replacing the thought process. Because we from here too now, right. So our mindset my mind's like, man, I gotta get some bread. I gotta get some money. So if you come up with something and it might be detrimental to the people, but you making that bread, you gotta make that choice. You gotta have, so it's not just about being black, it's about being black with the right mindset and morals and principles. Right. So that's the core. Right. We can't just go and just take over their jobs and stuff because it's the same system.
It's the same system.
Same thing.
Because it's like, we all work with other black people.
Yeah.
You were like, this motherfucker.
What time he gonna get here? You know what I'm saying? Like, we late. We got a lot of things we got to work at.
But because I had a supervisor, man. He was black. Black and me and you together. He was black. And his girlfriend was white.
Okay. Yeah.
So he was one of them.
Okay.
So he was one of the guys where it's like he didn't really relate to the stuff that we was talking about. We was talking about basketball,
right?
Football.
Yeah.
He can relate to football, but basketball, different other stuff like rap, music, or stuff like that. He was more into fishing,
right?
Dodge Ram trucks.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
that was his. That's how he came up.
That's how he came up.
Yeah.
From the country,
right?
So, because a lot of black people, that's another thing. A lot of black people think some black people from the country, just because they don't do city like shit, they Uncle Tom's or they
we can't be different,
right?
And that's sad, But going back to what you just said with him relating with y'all, I came up that way because I was in that kind of environment, right. But I had both sides, right. So I was able to. I might hear a country song. I'm like, this joint jamming, right. And then I go over here kind of like Tupac. He was diverse. Right. And I think that's important because like I said on Facebook, I say, do whatever they tell you we can't do. Oh, yeah. Do it all. They say you can't swim, go swim, bro. Right. They say you can't. Look at bro said, nah. but you know what I'm saying? Like, you see how I just said that and most black people can't swim. I knew it was somebody in this room that probably couldn't swim. Yeah, so they tell you black people don't go to rock concert. Go to rock concert, bro. Like make yourself diverse so you don't have to be in a box either. Because and then that box they done put us in is detrimental most of the time. So it's like do whatever they tell you not to do. Right. You know what I'm saying? Right. You a person, you a human being just like them. So you might be into fishing. Right. As opposed to basketball, but a lot of times when brothers are disconnected like that, they don't understand the struggle either. Yeah. Or what we go through. Yeah.
Because they probably never been through it. Never had lights off, never been almost evicted.
Right.
Stuff like that. Because, most black families, father's not in the home.
Very true.
Yeah, father's not in the home. And is in either And then there's a lot of fathers not in the home, even though the family is still together. There's still fathers that's not in the home, and they working 24/7. They don't got time to do anything else.
Yeah.
Because either they got
survive,
workload, or it's just both parents. These days now, because back in the day, a man, women considered a good man was a person that took care of the whole family. Right. Wife didn't have to work.
Oh yeah.
She just had to be a wife.
Yeah.
Them days changed, huh?
Oh yeah, money different now. Money different, and a lot of women. And I would say to a woman, I would be like, "Do you really want to just sit at the house? Right? Like you got an ambition, and you got something that you may want to do. I ain't saying go to work and work yourself to death, but you are a person. You have an ambition. You have something you want to accomplish. And a lot of times, a lot of women, when they at the home like that, they go through depression. You know what I'm saying? They tired of it. And then I noticed even with my situation, I noticed that it ain't easy just being at that house either. You know what I'm saying? Like them kids aggravate, gotta make sure they fed. So, it's still, I think a man should, probably carry most of the load. Yeah. But at the same time, in order for y'all to really build, you should help each other and bring that money together. Right. And then you can get even more. And your children can have even more. So that mindset of pops go to work all day, and then he bring the bacon and go to eat and go to sleep and do it tomorrow, that's not going to work no more. You need more hands-on. And that's why I say I like to get into freeing myself. I think we still buying our freedom. Yeah. In the fact of going to a job every day or needing that job so bad that you can't do nothing else. Your kids missing out on you and things like that. So I think we still paying for our freedom by coming up with your own way where you could take care of yourself without your time being taken. Right. You might have a gravy job though. So I ain't saying it's because of the job, but the low level jobs, like the plant, all of that, you just working. Like, nah, that ain't gonna work.
Yeah, because there's a lot of credit. Because there's a lot of places that's tied into the workforce system. Like you got, the tip agencies. Yeah. They get a cut percentage from you. You got you got credit loan people. You might try to get a credit loan, but they're like, hey, you got to have a job.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Let me see that income. Apartment, house.
You got to have all that. And they want assets.
Receipts.
Yeah. They want assets and stuff, man. So yeah, man. So what you think about the vaccination shots, man?
I'm not for it. I'm not with it. I ain't with it at all. What bro said on that video, y'all take the vaccine. But no, I just not really into it after I knew about the first vaccinations. Like I said earlier with my the children. Okay, like in order to go to school, you got to get them vaccinated. When you go to that doctor, as soon as they come out the womb, they take your baby away from you. And like, where the baby going? You know what I'm saying? They doing something over there. And I noticed that a lot of these things, and I go into it on another level, a lot of these things shut down certain parts of your DNA. It's dormant, and it has a certain way of messing with your mind or your brain and chemicals and putting that sickness in you. Right. So I think on a deeper level of it, I think it's really a control mechanism of keeping certain parts of us down, just like they do with the foods, like, processed foods. It shuts you down. Yeah. You're not clear. Yeah. And you might have ambition, or you might be a genius, but you done took that vaccine and now you got, ADHD. They say that's the highest in black boys. You know what I'm saying? And then next thing you know, you in the system. It's crazy, bro. We talk about this all day, but if you start off right there at the beginning, like kindergarten, you already labeled ADHD. That's going with you the rest of your life. Right. When somebody pull up your file, they gonna say, "Dang, you all right, bro? Like you got this," and then you go from there. Then you go into you might go on prison pipeline. They might call you a misfit because you don't want to sit down. You know what I'm saying? So I think we have to open ourselves up and realize that system will make you think you are something that you're not. Like a fish can't climb no tree, but you put him in that water, he gonna show out. So it's like, it's just the environment got us shutting ourselves down. And vaccines, if you want to do it, go ahead and do it. I'm not a doctor, but me personally, I'm not messing with it. I don't even take the flu vaccine. I don't take anything like that. at this point, and I've been healthy the whole time, and I've been doing good. We're gonna leave anyway. You know what I'm saying? So.
I mean, that's what our body it has its own self-defensive mechanism.
Immune system.
It's supposed to fight off this stuff. If it's not fighting it off, then that lets us know something wrong with us internally.
Right,
you know
right.
But you ain't gonna know what's wrong with you if you putting all these injections and medicines in
your body. Like you running a certain, your body, like they say you need to be around certain bacteria. You need to be around a dog or something. I got allergies real bad, put that note out there. But you need to be around certain things so your body can fight it off. Like you're going to have to be exposed. If you were just a clean person and in a bubble, the least little piece of dust might throw you out of here. You know what I'm saying? You know, somebody might cough and you done. So our body's ready for that. Your immune system, as long as you don't have a disease that go against it, your body pretty much can handle that, especially if you treat it right, you know, and eat good.